Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for another automotive industry analysis. Toyota has just unveiled the 2027 Tundra, and on paper, the message is simple. Its massive American pickup truck is becoming more modern, more advanced, and above all, more credible off the pavement. A new front end, a standard 14-inch screen, upgraded driver assistance systems, and the arrival of a Trailhunter package directly inspired by the Tacoma and 4Runner. Toyota clearly wants to take advantage of the overlanding boom, an activity that essentially consists of turning an already expensive vehicle into an even more expensive off-road apartment. But behind the pictures of it covered in mud, one question remains. Is the 2027 Tundra really a major improvement, or simply a mild refresh designed to keep customers interested? Because Toyota is not competing in some minor segment. In the United States, the full-size pickup market remains a profit machine, dominated by Ford, Chevrolet, GMC, and Ram. The Tundra has built an excellent reputation over the years, but this generation has also suffered from engine problems that damaged its image for reliability. The third-generation Tundra launched for the 2022 model year. At the time, Toyota made a radical decision. It abandoned the old naturally aspirated V8, known for being durable but thirsty, and replaced it with a 3.4-liter twin-turbo V6. The gasoline version produces 389 horsepower, while the hybrid reaches 437 horsepower. Technically, the change made sense. More torquey, better performance, and theoretically lower fuel consumption. But replacing the V8 also removed one of the Tundra's main emotional selling points. More importantly, several recalls related to machining debris that could damage engine bearings affected certain models equipped with the twin-turbo V6. In May 2026, another U.S. recall still involved more than 43,000 Tundras. Toyota therefore needs to reassure the buyers who once chose the Tundra specifically to avoid the mechanical complications associated with American pickups. Meanwhile, the competition has moved forward. Ford offers the F-150 Tremor and Raptor. Chevrolet has the Trail Boss and ZR2. Ram ranges from the Rebel to the RHO. Toyota already had the TRD Pro, which is capable but expensive. What it lacked was a middle ground option focused more on adventure than outright performance. That is the space the Trailhunter is supposed to fill. The main new feature is the Trailhunter package, and the word package matters. Unlike the Tacoma and 4Runner, this is not a standalone trim positioned at the top of the lineup. Toyota is offering it on the Tundra SR5, one of the more affordable versions. The goal is to provide genuine off-road capability without forcing customers to pay TRD Pro money, which can easily exceed $75,000. The equipment is serious. The Trailhunter gets Michelin L TX trail tires in size 265/70 R18, measuring close to 32 inches, mounted on bronze wheels. Toyota also adds an upgraded suspension developed with Old Man Emu, front recovery hooks, and additional underbody protection. It also includes a locking rear differential, multi-terrain select, and crawl control, which is essentially a low-speed cruise control system for technical off-road sections. So this is not simply an appearance package slapped onto an SR5 with 2 stickers and some creative pricing. However, it does not receive the raised air intake found on the Tacoma and 4Runner Trailhunter. It is also not expected to get the iForce Max hybrid. Since it is based on the SR5, it should use the 389 horsepower gasoline twin-turbo V6. Toyota has not yet released the final specifications. The design evolves with a more squared-off front end, hexagonal grills, and rectangular fog lights. Inside, the 8-inch screen disappears. Every Tundra now receives a 14-inch center display, 5G connectivity, an improved digital key, and a built-in camera capable of recording 20-second clips. Toyota Safety Sense also becomes standard. Pricing, final capability figures, and the exact on-sale date will be announced in the fall of 2026. The reports agree on the equipment, but they differ on how significant this update really is. Some of the automotive press describes the Trailhunter as a major improvement. For a buyer who wanted to prepare a Tundra for traveling, camping, or leaving paved roads behind, the package makes sense. The Old Man MU suspension, skid plates, locking rear differential, and proper tires are useful, covered by the factory warranty and installed from the start. Other sources are more cautious. They point out that the Tundra Trailhunter is less ambitious than the Tacoma and 4Runner versions. There is no dedicated trim, no standard hybrid powertrain, no raised air intake, and its tires look fairly modest next to the oversized setups offered by some competitors. The debate, therefore, mainly concerns its positioning. Toyota is not trying to create a monster designed to chase a Ford Raptor across the desert. The Trailhunter is aimed at buyers who want a pickup they can use every day, one that can tow a trailer, carry the family, and head onto the trails without ordering half an accessories catalog. The reaction to the design is also mixed. Toyota describes the front end as more modern and inspired by customer expectations. Several observers believe you will need to park the two model years side by side to notice the differences. The same applies to the 14-inch screen. Making it standard is a real improvement, but it also highlights just how stingy the old 8-inch display looked in a pickup that could quickly cost more than $60,000. In the end, Toyota is correcting the visible weaknesses without completely overhauling a lineup that is still fairly new. The Trailhunter mainly reflects the evolution of the American pickup market. For a long time, a big engine, a truck bed, and strong towing capacity were enough. Today, automakers sell complete identities. The Raptor represents extreme performance. The ZR2 represents serious off-roading. The Tremor is the compromise. The Trailboss offers accessible, rugged styling. And Trailhunter represents overlanding, built around the idea of traveling far and staying out for a long time, ideally with enough equipment to survive 48 hours without artisanal coffee. This segmentation allows brands to multiply trims and profit margins. A suspension upgrade, new tires, skid plates, and a few visual details can transform a mid-level model into a desirable product without developing an entirely new vehicle. For Toyota, the issue is strategic. The Tundra regularly exceeds 100,000 annual sales, but it remains far behind the American giants. Even the smaller Tacoma sold almost twice as many units during the first half of 2026. Toyota will probably never win the volume battle against the F-150, Silverado, or Ram. However, the brand can take advantage of its off-road credibility, built through vehicles such as the Land Cruiser, 4Runner, and Tacoma. Toyota is not trying to beat Ford with more horsepower. It is trying to beat Ford with an image of adventure and durability. But that strategy depends entirely on one word: trust. The old Tundra was purchased because it seemed capable of surviving 20 years of work without a mechanical disaster. The twin-turbo V6 recalls have weakened that promise. That is why the real test of the 2027 Tundra will not take place on a muddy course prepared for journalists. It will take place over several years in garages, on job sites, and across long American road trips. An adventure pickup that cannot inspire confidence in its engine is not a tool for escape. It is simply a very elaborate way to break down farther from home. Toyota seems to have understood something many automakers forget. Not every off-road customer wants 700 horsepower, 37-inch tires, and an auto loan comparable to a mortgage. The Trailhunter is based on a relatively simple SR5. In principle, that is smart. Toyota is making the essential equipment more accessible instead of locking it inside a luxury trim, filled with features that are completely useless in the middle of a forest. But everything will depend on the price. If the package costs a few $1,000s and remains well below the TRD Pro, it could become one of the most sensible configurations in the lineup. If it turns the SR5 into a $70,000 pickup, the talk about accessibility will become a very American joke, making adventure affordable as long as you have an excellent credit score. There is also a contradiction. Toyota presents Trailhunter as its signature for long-distance expeditions, but the Tundra receives a watered-down version of the concept. No high-torque hybrid powertrain, no dedicated raised air intake, and no radical transformation. The problem is not that the Trailhunter lacks equipment. The problem is that Toyota has given it a name that almost promises more than the vehicle itself delivers. And then there is the elephant in the truck bed, the V8. Some enthusiasts still have not accepted its disappearance. The twin-turbo V6 is more powerful and more efficient, but it does not have the sound, the simplicity, or the mechanical character of the old engine. Toyota can add a 5G camera, widgets, and a digital key stored on a smartphone. For many traditional buyers, no app will ever replace the almost irrational confidence inspired by the old V8. The 2027 Tundra therefore has to sell a modern vision of the pickup while repairing the disconnect created by the current generation. That is a much harder job than simply designing a new grille. To sum it up, the 2027 Toyota Tundra receives a mild refresh, more technology, and above all, a Trailhunter package based on the SR5. It adds upgraded suspension, Michelin tires, underbody protection, a locking differential, and Toyota's main off-road systems. The 14-inch screen and Toyota Safety Sense become standard, while both the gasoline and hybrid twin-turbo V6 powertrains remain in the lineup. On paper, Toyota has found an interesting position between the TRD Off-Road and the very expensive TRD Pro. But pricing remains unknown, and that will determine whether the Trailhunter is a genuinely good deal or simply another way to charge customers for adventure. The Tundra probably does not need to become more extreme. It needs to become the obvious choice again for buyers who want a reliable, versatile pickup that feels different from the American models. So, has Toyota finally created the off-road Tundra customers we're waiting for? Or is this Trailhunter still too cautious to seriously worry Ford, Chevrolet, and Ram? We have reached the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content and would like to support the channel, a like would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching until the end, and I'll see you very soon for more automotive analysis.